Goddess of fire. Yeah.
Yesterday, I went to the nearest park in Huntington Beach with my smoke bombs and took some pictures. My remote wasn't working, so I asked a stranger to click my camera for me while I was on the swing set and holding the smoke bombs. I shouldn't even say smoke bombs because technically they're smoke pellets. That's what they're called. They're these little things that I buy on Amazon. I think they're $20 for 10 smoke pellets, and they emit like 20 seconds of smoke. And this is a side-by-side image of the before and after, so you can see that obviously the smoke pellet doesn't emit that much smoke. It's just enough to kind of create a little atmosphere in the background, but obviously I wanted more smoke, so I went in and photoshopped the whole scene with smoke. And the first step of this Photoshop process is to use a spot healing tool to get rid of a lot of distracting elements in the photograph, like the other swing set that's right next to me, some of the stuff in the background like the lamp, and also some of the lines on the ground which are really prominent. Then I'm going to go to a different picture where the smoke shows up a lot clearer, and I'm going to copy and paste it using the lasso selection tool to make a selection. Copy and paste that layer selection on the main image that I am building off of. And I'm just clicking that layer on and off so you can see the difference. And I think the smoke will blend in really nicely. So I'm going to hit my layer mask, which is the icon with the circle inside the little box. And with the layer mask, that allows you to erase away with your paintbrush tool if you have black paint over white paint. So right now I just erased the entire selection, and then I hit white paint over black paint, or you can hit X on your keyboard to paint back in. And that's how I do a lot of my composites. I'll bring in many layers of pictures, erase them, then paint back in where I see fit. And as you can see, the chain from the swing set is starting to show through when I'm painting back in. So no worries, I just hit X on my computer to bring up black paint over white paint, as you can see in the left-hand corner, to get rid of that little detail. And then I'm going to paint around my head, painting back in. Remember, this is the second picture I'm painting in, but it blends in nicely with my hair. And you can see little strands of hair sticking out in the fog, which I like that detail because it's kind of hard to capture even a little detail like that with the fog. So I'm going to keep that detail in there. And I'm also going to paint in within the little holes of the chain on the swing set so that fog shows through in those areas as well. And now I'm using the lasso selection tool to create a selection that I want to copy and paste on the main image. So now that I've pasted my new selection, I just made it a lot larger. And to get rid of the lines, the circle lines, I'm going to create a layer mask on this layer and paint away at where the circle appears of this selection, so it doesn't look like it's a selection. It looks like it's just part of the background image. And once I've done that, I'm going to duplicate that specific layer, flip it horizontally, and place it on the other side. Because, like I said, I want to cover up smoke on this whole image. So I'm just going to select little pieces of smoke from different pictures and just keep bringing them into the main picture. So now I'm using the lasso selection tool to draw a selection. I see the marching ants, so I hit Control Copy, then go to the main image, hit Control Paste. And I'm not going to do this here, but you can also change your blending mode of your smoke pictures to a screen mode or a lighten mode, which would keep the whites and take away the blacks. So that could be, I've done that before in the past with smoke bomb pictures, so that's a good way of doing it as well. And now that I have all my smoke pictures together and they're grouped together, as you can see on the right, I'm going to go in with the clone tool and just perfect the entire picture and cover up little patches of open space where I want the fog to appear. And that's just me clicking the layer on and off of using the clone tool and clicking the layer on and off of all the different smoke pictures that we have used so far. And now I'm using the spot healing tool to get rid of the bar, whatever it's called, at the top of the picture. And then I'm going to go in with the clone tool again and just get rid of those two little black dots holding up the swing set and replace it with more of the rail. Is that what it's called? The rail? Or whatever it is that I'm holding on to, the chain. So I'm going to copy and paste more of the chain using the clone tool, and I'm just going to extend the chain leading up to the sky. And then go in with the clone tool again and just blend in the whole image perfectly. Then I'm going to expand the canvas into a perfect square by going to Image, Canvas Size, and adjusting the width of the picture to a perfect square. And now that the entire composite's totally in place, the next step is to bring the image into VSCO, VSCO, and I like to use the colors from the package 6 of VSCO. That's something I learned from Rosie Hardy and Adam Bird. It's been very helpful. I'm kind of new to VSCO, but this is before VSCO, after VSCO. Before VSCO, after VSCO. One more before VSCO, after VSCO. So you can see the changes in VSCO just kind of make a dreamy, more painterly, I guess you could say, kind of look to the overall picture, and there's a lot more pink and blue tones. And there was just a little example of how to extend the dress using the liquify tool, but I'm not going to keep the dress extended. I like it the way that it is, but that was just a little example of how to extend a dress in Photoshop. This is the final image. I really enjoyed creating this picture. I always get nervous using smoke pellets in public, but luckily there wasn't too many people around, and once I get into the groove of things, I kind of forget about my surroundings anyway, and then it's a lot easier to focus on what I'm doing. Here's another before and after side by side. Thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial. Please leave me a comment in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Is it on?
Yeah. It's recording. Oh, that was a good one.
That was a good one.